What is going on? Sean here with Rendered Reality. Today we're going to be taking a look at a new product from Protube. This is what they are calling their Hotas. Basically what this is it is going to turn any motion controller, VR motion controller, into basically a flight stick in VR. It works great for games like No Man's Sky and stuff like that. That's one that I've personally used this in. And basically what this is it basically has just a flexible membrane in here that allows it to move all around. And it also has a base on the bottom that is a sticky base that you can peel this off and help stick to a chair when you use the Velcro. I'm gonna leave that on here for right now. And this chair might be a little bit different from what you guys are using. A lot of people probably have, gaming chairs and office chairs, stuff like that. This is basically a chair and desk that is a vintage librarian's desk from a public school. So I thought it was pretty cool. This is what I actually use. So this is gonna be a little bit different. This armchair is gonna be a little bit different than what your setup is, and it'll probably work better on a regular office chair. So basically what you're gonna do is this is gonna come with the straps already in it. Put the straps on the inside, and all you do is just wrap it around the arm of your chair. And this one is pretty thick, so it doesn't give me a lot of room, but there's still enough to pull it through, pull it tight, and just Velcro it down like that. And I mean, it's pretty solid. So basically what you're gonna do next is, this is available for pretty much any motion controller that you have. So the PlayStation Move controllers, Windows Mixed Reality, Valve Index, HTC Vive, Oculus Rift S, Quest, CV1, all that stuff is available. It's just basically, this is just the regular base and it uses any cup to fit a controller. So what we're gonna look at first is the Oculus Touch controllers. This is a Rift S controller or a Quest controller. Same thing, all it does, you basically take your controller and you pop it into this cup. It's just a friction fit, you kind of push it down in there snug, and then it just pops on just like that. As you can see, there's a ton of flex in this membrane. I don't know how well this is gonna hold up. I'm pretty sure that it should do just fine because it is from Protube. I've never had any issues with any of their products before. It's basically just flexes all around, so I'll zoom in here so you can see how that kind of works. And that's basically all it is. There's no moving parts or working parts in here. It's just a base that you put on a chair and then basically it just moves all around. We also have a video where we showed basically using a Steely, which is a phone mount that you can do something kind of similar like this. We did it on the Index controllers. I'll put a link to that video here. The only complaint I have so far is that these magnets seem super strong. They actually seem stronger than what my MagTube gun stock and stuff is. I don't know if this is gonna break in a little bit, but when you go to remove it, I mean, you gotta pull it pretty hard to get it to pop up. But it is not gonna pop off of there when you're playing. I mean, when you want it to, you just basically, what I do is I kind of use my hand and pop it out like this. So I kind of twist a little bit and pull it off and it pops off. I think it's gotten a little bit easier already than what it was originally. Also, we have one for the Index controller. These are the two that I have right now. And basically it works the same way. This is actually a two-piece design, so it's a little bit trickier to get on the controller than what a touch controller is, where a touch controller just slips in. This actually is a two-piece that goes around and then uses zip ties to hold the whole thing together. And they do send extra zip ties, some magnets, and some tools and stuff as well. Basically works the same way. You just pop it on there and you have flight. Same way. It works really good. It's actually it feels really good to feel one-to-one in the game where you're not just moving your hand and moving all around. And this is gonna be for your dominant hand. So this is gonna be for your flight stick hand, not your throttle hand, which you really wouldn't need one of these for your throttle hand because in most games you can push the throttle, set it forward, and take your hand off. But this works really good. So basically this, again, the magnet's pretty strong, so you gotta kind of pop it off. But the nice thing about this is it's pretty easy to find when you're in game to pop it back on. And you get used to it with muscle memory of where it goes. So that works pretty well. So one other thing I did want to mention is that there's actually an Allen head set screw in here. And basically that's going to allow this part to pivot back and forth. When I first got it, it was straight up and down, which caused the Rift controller to be kind of like this, and was actually, with the way the cup is, but it's actually angled back a little bit. So all you got to do is you're going to have to adjust it probably per game. You just want to loosen that Allen key and move this forward or back to where basically in resting position, your flight stick is in a neutral position. If not, when you're holding your hand just regular on it, it's going to want to move around from where your 0 degree is. So make sure you set that up. Pretty easy to do. Allen heads are provided in the bag, so the ones that you need to adjust this are in there. So all right, that's pretty much it. Basically, a really simple design, works well in VR, translates kind of a one-to-one feeling in VR, so it really does help for flight and gives your hand a place to actually feel like you're moving a stick instead of just floating in the air. So we're gonna go ahead and hop into some gameplay of No Man's Sky using the index controller as well as the Rift controller. So that's pretty much all there is to it. A pretty basic, simple design, but it works really well. It translates good into game. Let us know what you guys think of this thing. I think it's pretty cool.